Hi everyone, today I'm going to do an updated tour of the Great Hall. Quite a lot's changed. I just skimmed over the video that I posted I think about 6 months ago. It's quite incredible to see the difference. There's some different furniture. We actually have full power now as of Monday this week, and today's Friday. It's the first time that we've been here with full power instead of temporary electricity, so we can actually have several things on at the same time without the risk of blowing the fuses. That sounds ridiculous now. Even more ridiculous that we used to go across the village square to use the toilet. How times have changed. So I'm going to take you through some of our furnishings. You can see straight away I'm sitting on a sofa. The sofas have actually been here quite a while. I was just looking around this room yesterday and thought, I think it looks quite different. So let's go through a few things. As you come in the door, the first thing you see is our bed, because we're still camping in the Great Hall for now until we start upstairs, but that is a little way off. We are concentrating on the kitchen and the shower room to start with. So here's probably our most loved painting, our huge René Gallant. It's as tall as me, but because of the scale of this room, it doesn't look so large here. It's incredible how big paintings we need to get, how big furniture we need to get. You can see that we have moved our candelabra to this window for now, because we actually have a chandelier up. The chandelier that is for this room, we hung this temporarily over the coffee table because it looked beautiful, but now it's got to have a new spot. So as you come around the room from the bed, we have Steve's little TV station. We did used to have a projector that we would hang across the fireplace there, and it was brilliant because it was so large scale, but the sound quality was absolutely appalling and it looked ugly having it up, and it was a faff to keep putting it away and taking it out all the time. So that's been shoved into a cupboard, and now we have a teeny tiny TV. We only have one armchair by it. We don't have it set up by the sofas because I get into bed and watch. Steve doesn't like to be in bed watching TV, so he sits in the armchair. I can see it from the bed. Everyone's a winner. And it's really compact to move out of sight and put it away. I could have put it away for this video, but just so you know, in the months of the year where it gets quite darker earlier and we can't work for as long, we do actually have a little TV. So we still have the vitrine, obviously. I am thinking about changing up the styling of the walnut oil jugs and having it more like a library and some lighter ceramics, so they really bring the vitrine alive. It's quite one colour. It's very tonal, but I kind of think a bit too tonal. I think that I need to get some contrast in there. I don't think we had this painting last time. It's another Gallant, ball players again, but a lot smaller scale. I don't know why. This one makes me think of the seagulls in Finding Nemo. And I absolutely love this man here. He's just brilliant. Moving around the room a little bit, there's Leonard. We've moved this one to the left-hand side of the fireplace. Leonard with his... He looks a bit gangster, and then when you come up really close, look at his little floral shirt. I don't think this painting was called Leonard, but I've called him Leonard. This coffer here holds all my clothes at the moment. We don't have anywhere really for a wardrobe. This is only really temporary. It's a place to put all of our cases and everything while we're here. So, and the trunk the other side has Steve's stuff in. Right, this is a nice vista. So the new sofas, they were a real pain to get hold of. They're actually IKEA. I really wanted loose cover sofas for obvious reasons. We're in a building site. I wanted the sofas really quite early on. So for the covers to be washable is a massive bonus. So there you go, sofas from IKEA. We also needed sofas that we could get in pieces and bring up the stairs. And even then, it was heavy. There were lots and lots of boxes. Even the cushions are really heavy, but I think that the scale of them are really good. I don't think they look ridiculously tiny against the furniture, against the height of the room, and also that they work really well with our coffee table. There is still one extension cable in place that I haven't removed yet, and it ran the Christmas tree lights, and I just sort of thought it's really useful. I don't know why. It's really unnecessary. Oh, so we have the pair of waiters on the right hand side of the fireplace, and it's on paper that was really scrumpled up to give a huge amount of texture and then painted. So they're quite fun. Excuse the church clock. And then we have, this one's called the Peasant, but I call him Rene because he needs a name. He looks a bit sad. So we're all a bit bird themed round here. So the duck tureen, the swan handled urn, and then Goosey. I love this shot here. So you can see the light is amazing today. It really looked promising for a really gorgeous sunshiny day, but it's already clouding up. Move around to our console table, huge rustic console. Our lovely friend Cyril helped us get this up the stairs because it weighs a ton, and also put this solid copper clock face up on it. It's been the most challenging thing that we've got up the stairs so far. I will insert a picture of Steve standing in front of it so that you can see the scale. There, so you can see how gigantic it is. And it flexed as we literally rolled it up the stairs. Another one of our harebrained, oh, we really want this. So there you go, it looks fantastic there. And even though the scale of it is so enormous, you can see how much height there still is to go up to the ceiling. So there, I don't actually show this view hardly at all. So I'm standing inside the fireplace now, looking across to the other side of the room. So we've still got the chaise. It's acting as our catch-all at the moment. Towels, dressing gowns, discarded clothes from the night before. Everyone needs one of those, but it's normally in your bedroom. But for us, it's here. So this room is over 9 meters long, which is a bit mind-blowing, which is how we manage to get as much as we do into this space. At the moment, I've got the table from the kitchen in here. We were doing filming with Chateau DIY this week, and one of the projects that I had to do was painting. So I have my painting station up here, and I'm going to try to squeeze in making a curtain for underneath the stone sink in the kitchen, so it's really, really close to the sockets that we had in the floor. So I can plug in my sewing machine and have a table to work off to try to make that. Yeah. You can see the new chandelier, new old chandelier that's actually went live yesterday afternoon. So at the moment, Steve's put in a little square of plasterboard, and that was so that we could get the chandelier hung. We are going to be plasterboarding in between all of the beams and then painting it. Although I love the look, as you can see, that just looks fantastic, but it's not very practical. There's constantly noise from upstairs at the moment, the dratted pigeons, but there's constantly noise from upstairs, but also dust dropping, all sorts of things. But also we've run our cables along the floor, and when upstairs gets rewired, there's going to be sockets going in and lights, and so there's going to be even more cables run that are going to need to be hidden. So it's just for practicality. Now let me show you. Ready for this because it's a little bit blinding. There. The electricians have put the bulbs in this, and it does look incredible. The light bounce, look at the clock face come alive with all the gilt on it. So the room really, really does come alive. And I'm going to, in a renovation video, show you all of the new lighting. That the chandeliers were the last two to go up. So I'm going to go round and show you, and we have been going around replacing all the bulbs with a lot lower wattage ones. At the moment it's quite useful because we can clearly see everything and we can see in really microscopic detail, but you could probably land planes in here, it's so bright. But the whole look and everything is exactly what we wanted. And you can see all the detail on the fireplace, the height it's set at there. So if you do have any questions on where we got anything else, or have any interest in anything else that you have seen in the room and want to know a bit of its history, then do feel free to ask. But I just thought it had looked quite different from before. So it's just a little update. Right, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.